You did fine. Right. Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to Live Video Production Weekly. Hello, Nick.
Oh, hello, Stephen. Yes, look, I got my T-shirt on, got the green screen, all good. One of those things, actually, it's quite funny when you do go live regularly, and it's quite funny. You're busy getting everything ready, and then suddenly you realise, genuinely, you suddenly realise, oh my god, I'm not wearing what I was going to wear. So that's
Wardrobe malfunction.
Exactly. Yeah, that was one that I did suffer from the other day. So
it happens to all of us. We are live today on desktop, and we're live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Twitch and everywhere. We could make a song out of that, couldn't we? Yeah. Live on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. If you're watching live, thank you. Do say hello. And we have our first hello of the day. And our first hello of the day comes from Mr. John Upton, who's saying he's alive.
Yay!
Good. Good to hear from you, John. Yeah, but we're talking about something else this week. We are still talking about RTMP. We're going to try to anyway. That's where we're starting off from.
That's where we'll start from there and see where we go.
Yeah, but we're on desktop today. We're in the Be.Live studio and we're broadcasting out to the websites as well. But we could do this from mobile. Shall we show you how?
Go on, Stephen.
Right, okay. So this is one I made earlier, and it's going to come up on screen. I'll put it full screen. Now, the thing I don't like about this is basically broadcast about 40 minutes ago, and it was live from mobile. Mobile was on a stand, thankfully, and yeah, I'll just play it a little bit. There we have it. And there are two things before we actually start talking about mobile in general. One is that mobile is not as friendly as your desktop camera. In fact, it's better resolution. And the second thing is that you can't actually, whilst you're actually on camera, you can't go off to one side and do things, which we can do on a desktop. But apart from that, that broadcast obviously was from my office, but could be from anywhere in the world. You okay now? I should be able to hear you. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, it wasn't playing. So you could see it, but it wasn't allowed. It wasn't playing on my screen, and it wasn't playing on John's.
Oh,
yeah, playback on other websites has been disabled by the video owner.
I can't swear on. Yes, okay. Ah, right. You didn't actually see a thing then, did you?
No, just a nice little message.
Let's head off to YouTube, and we'll soon sort that out.
Okay. Just a minor little ticking.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna hide that, and I'm going to get rid of it. We may play it again later in the broadcast, or we may not.
Yeah. See, now I was lucky enough to see it earlier when you did it. So
yeah, it was only 1 minute 20 seconds long, but basically, this is what happened when we used to do reviewing YouTube videos. That we couldn't review them all because they wouldn't play in the studio. They played in the studio with a message, and that message meant that we couldn't actually play them. And I've just been bitten by the same situation. I do know how to correct it, though, so I will correct it. If not for today, for next week.
Yeah, because as we said, we might be trying this again next week, thanks to my spectacular inability to use an app today.
Well, let's play back on the website. It's been disabled by the video owner. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to get through to YouTube now, and through to the videos, and I can see that we're live on YouTube at the moment, which is good.
Oh,
always good. Right now, I was using, and you will see shortly, I was using an app called Astra Streaming, which had been around since 2015, but it's just coming into its own because it can broadcast to RTMP, which means that basically you can go on camera on your phone, and that broadcast then goes out to Astra. Astra then send it to OneStream or Caster or, well, any RTMP site, and then it goes out to the world. Now, I was going to Switchboard Live, which meant it went everywhere, including YouTube. But it also goes to your website. So you can broadcast to your website using a mobile phone. You just need a widget. Now, the best widget we found, Nick, is VI Loud.
Oh, it is. And I didn't, this week when I used it, I didn't even check it was working on my website. I just went live with it. I had it connected and it was lovely. And then when I went back later on, there it was. So it plays live beautifully on your website. And then after, depending on how you set it up afterwards, it will then just play. So I've got one website which plays a YouTube playlist. And on my other website, it just plays the videos, the live videos that I've done on VI Loud. So they just happily play while people are visiting. And then when I go live again, it just cuts in. You get my beaming, smiling face, talking all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. And then when that's finished, it just stops, goes back to the VI Loud playlist as it is. And yeah, the more I add on, the bigger that playlist gets. It's great. It's a wonderful piece of kit. We love it. I'm still smiling from ear to ear every time I do it.
Well, it's magical. It's a big black box, and it just simply works, and it's reliable. And I noticed today, because we're allowed so many minutes each month, and today they actually reset it for the first time. Oh. So now I can go live for hours, which is probably
yeah.
I don't do that already. And we say hello to Corinda. It is like how, and Corinda's also live.
Yay! Hi, Corinda.
Hi, Corinda. Which is our in to talk about the Grand Prix, if we wish to.
Yeah.
It's a genuine battle this year, isn't it?
Oh, I'll tell you what. Yeah, it's it's the first time I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll actually pay for it again to watch it live. And yeah, and I'm glad. And that was yesterday was great because it was back to the days of there's a little bit of strategy, different strategies, and made for great racing. Personally, I would love to see refueling back in, but who knows? One day maybe.
I'm with you on that, but the fact is we've got two teams battling each other, which we haven't had for many years.
No, not since the beginning of the hybrid era. So it's great. It's taken a while, but no, fantastic. And the two genuinely that I think the two best drivers right now on the grid. I think anyone else would be hard pushed to match those two at the moment.
I agree with you, and I think also Corinda will agree with you. Okay, so I'm just going to click that. I'm going to click save.
Yeah.
Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that link. I'm going to bring it into the studio. I'm going to try again. If at first you don't succeed,
Yeah,
then
exactly.
Then try again. So I'm going to bring that into the studio. It's not copied.
Yeah. You see, if we had Peter here, I'll be saying it's like a true Robert the Bruce watching the spider keep climbing up. I don't know if that was real or not, that story, but of persistence. But
well, even if it's apocryphal, it is one to drive us on, is it? Right. So this time, here's the video, which we can fingers crossed to as well, which we hopefully see on screen in a moment.
I can see it this time. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the video full screen, and the first time, hopefully, I'll turn Nick's microphone off. A little bit on mobile, and let's see how this goes. Right, two very different broadcasts today. First one is at 3 p.m. and that's myself and Nick, and we're looking at broadcasting from your mobile phone to your website, and we can do that. They've got a program on Android, we've got a program on iOS, and you can simply, using OneStream or VI Loud or Caster, go direct from your website wherever you are in the world via RTMP. So these are exciting times. You don't need any special equipment, one piece of software, $10, and all is good. And then the second broadcast today is with Fonz, and that is on Mixcloud. Now Mixcloud is very special. Fonz and I enjoy playing music. If we played music on YouTube or Facebook, then the video would very, very quickly get deleted. And we found Mixcloud. Mixcloud, British company, they pay royalties to the artists for every song that we play. So looking forward to that. The show is at 5 o'clock. And I just want to see whether this broadcast actually went out live. If it did, all well and good. If not, I'll see you at 3 o'clock with Nick, 5 o'clock with Fonz. Have a great afternoon. Goodbye.
Like a charm.
It worked. Yeah, I mean, you held the fort whilst I did things in the background, and it worked. So that's an example of going live from your mobile phone. It did go to YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and to the websites. And that's what we're talking about today, is using your mobile phone to go live on your website. Let's catch up with the comments. And Mr. Upton, still here. We do all sorts of things. You did see it, so you have seen it. Good. I'm glad about that. And over to Corinda. And Corinda, yep, Corinda saw it too. And Corinda again. Why is it so clear? No, that's the point I was coming to a minute earlier. That a mobile camera is better quality than the Logitech C920, 922 or Brio. It doesn't matter which of those you have. Your phone camera is going to be higher quality, unfortunately, than your desktop camera. And I mean, I have no wrinkles when we're on desktop camera. As soon as we go over to mobile,
yeah, it's a camera of choice.
Definitely, for all the right reasons. Yeah, so let's go back. But it is so easy. You just need one piece of software. I'll put the link in afterwards. On Android, it is Astra Streaming, been around since 2015. If you want to take the watermark off, it's $10, which has got to be the best $10 you could spend. If you've got unlimited 4G or 5G, then it's not costing you a penny to broadcast from anywhere in the world.
Perfect.
I
have unlimited 4G.
Brilliant. Right, now you're an iOS person, aren't you?
I am, yes, for my sins. I used to be Android back in back in the good old days. But then I realized that everything else I had was Apple, and it just made sense to get everything talking to each other. So I got the iPhone in the end. But no, I used to love Android much better, I have to say.
Yeah, but I mean, you say you've got to sync things.
You do,
yeah. So
yeah, particularly when you were making videos and the like. But yeah, so I was trying to do this earlier. I was telling you, I was trying to do this with something called Larix. As an iOS thing, as I found to my cost, and as you then said to me, yes, it's true. Yes, it's a little bit more complicated than I was hoping, and I need to try and work it out. So if I do work it out, then obviously we'll have a go with that, and I'll have a demo for next week. But I'm guessing, I mean, actually, John and Corinda are fairly, pretty souped up on what's available and what could work. So if anyone knows any other apps that we could use, iOS or Android, that we can try out, that would be great. I mean, yeah, as you said, Stephen, it's going to be a big push to get you off Astra because it works so well and so easy.
Yeah, I mean, when you find a piece of software that you feel at home with, you stay with it. And Astra doesn't have many buttons on it. You've got switch the camera around, so you can have the camera both ways, so you can look at yourself or you can point out, which is absolutely brilliant. So that's one button you definitely need. The other button you need is go live, and that go live button becomes a stop button. So it couldn't be any easier. Yeah.
Nice.
And just at the point, if anybody knows the answer to this question, on Astra, basically you key in the stream URL from the RTMP site, you key in the key, and that's it, done and dusted. But you've got a mystery, haven't you?
I have, yes. When I was going in to do it, it only gives you the chance to put the URL in, and then it supposedly find, well, from my understanding and watching a few YouTube videos, supposedly it then will find the stream key automatically, but not in my book. Not in my experience, it hasn't. So I'm probably doing something really stupid or something simple that I just haven't realized.
I mean, Larix is also available on Android. So I downloaded it, and you need a pilot's license to fly the darn thing. It's not 2 buttons, it's 20. And I couldn't find out where to put the stream key. And that's a bit of a problem when you actually want to broadcast to a content delivery network. What we're talking about today, in case you've lost the plot as well as we have, is we're talking about broadcasting from your mobile phone to your website. Now, I did this, and I did this not just today. I did this because this is so we can take a little break. I'm going to bring this on screen. I know this will work. And I'm going to put it full screen. This is most definitely broadcasting from your mobile to your website, to YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and of course to Facebook. YouTube, no other traffic, just the odd bus coming past, and it's good to get out in the fresh air and get some steps, which is one of the reasons that I'm actually doing these broadcasts, combining the broadcasts with actually getting some steps. Now, there are 3 footpaths that you can take. We've gone past one of them, it's on the left hand side, and then in a moment we'll come to one on the right hand side. But given the weather today, you'll forgive me for actually staying on the road. Again, just a reminder, if you're watching live, thank you, but I cannot see your comments at the moment, understandably, but I will get to them afterwards. Now, the technology I'm using is by Switchboard.live, and Switchboard Live has been going since 2013, I think, and they're allowing me to go from my Samsung mobile direct to their website, and then from their website it's been sent out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and my website. And it's all so sweet. The thing is, when I first started using this, I would have to broadcast from home and then set out on a walk. But with the latest technology and the latest release of Switchboard Live, I can actually start a live broadcast from anywhere that I have a 4G signal, and I hope my 4G signal is holding up. The only change I've had to make is I bought a camera program on my mobile phone. I'll post details later. And the camera app is the one that's taking the pictures at the moment. That's its one job, is to actually capture the picture. And its second job is it can transmit in RTMP. Now RTMP, real-time messaging protocol, is a way of transferring video, audio and data from one place to another. And it's been around longer than Facebook Live. It's tried and tested technology, created by Adobe, and they released parts of it so that people can actually use it for free.
Wow, that was so good. When you think, you know, that weather looked pretty inclement, shall we say, and that stream held up beautifully.
It held out all the way to Stonehenge. I would have liked to fast forward the video and show you the Stonehenge part as well, but I might do a clip of that. But it is so simple and straightforward. With both Astra and Larix, you can just press one button on your phone and go live on your website, and we don't have to tell you how to do it, because you just do it naturally. It's just like going live from your camera, but instead of using the camera application, you're using Astra or Larix, and it all simply works.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. I got to admit, I thought you were going to whiz up to Stonehenge, being the summer solstice today. I thought that's exactly what you were going to do. Just I love what I love about you, Stephen. You're so relevant. You've got your finger on the pulse all times.
I did think about it. In actual fact, today is the first day of summer. I don't know what it's like down your way in Farnborough, but yeah, here at the moment it's 12 degrees.
Yeah, you wouldn't guess it was the first day of summer today. It was blooming cold and wet. Actually, it looked a little bit like your walk just then.
Yeah, and that was back in May, I think. Yeah. So over to the comments and over to Corinda. Air Live Solo, yep, and correct. Thank you, Corinda. And Corinda's got both.
I thought you might have, Corinda. You're a gadget.
That's one to look at. Air Live Solo.
Yeah. So is that for both iOS and Android, Corinda?
Good question. Corinda, if you know the answer, well, if you can help, that would be most excellent. Okay.
Yeah. So, can I ask a question? Because I do have an example. I was chatting to a friend of mine the other day when I was talking about live streaming from your mobile, and that was why would she? Like she said, why would I live stream from my mobile device and not my desktop? And I said, well, for you, Lucy. You're in the selling of clothes arena, so actually, you can actually go away from your desktop, go into your barn where you hold, and actually, then you can do your live streams and actually show people the clothes that you're selling, as opposed to sitting there just at your desktop. So she's like, oh yeah, good point.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. You can go out and about. It gives you freedom. You're not tied to your desktop. And eventually I will come to love mobile. I know. Well, at the moment it's not quite the same as desktop. I'm so familiar and so happy with the Be.Live studio. It's a different environment, and we've got to get used to broadcasting on it. The other thing, of course, is that if I'm doing travelogues and actually showing people around different places, then the camera is not pointed at me. Yeah, the only thing.
That's true.
You're on camera, but you're not actually physically in shot because you've got your microphone attached. I think if you're going to do mobile broadcasting, you've got a decent microphone. Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah, was that? Yeah, you had a microphone attached to your, or was it? I'm not sure whether it was wireless or physically attached, but yeah, you had a separate microphone so that you weren't getting all the wind and the howling rain or howling wind and rain. That's probably the right way to say it.
What's the sound?
The rain howl? I don't know.
Yeah, when you're out at Stonehenge and it's hitting it down, then you don't have many people around you. So from that point of view, it doesn't need to cut out the crowd noise. And you did hear the buses it went past. But if you've got a microphone, then you're actually heard over and above that noise, and that's the key thing. If you are part of the noise, just being taken in by the inbuilt microphone, then it doesn't work as well, because every time the bus goes past, your voice will be drowned. Whatever you say will be lost, because the noise of the bus going past is louder. So a microphone, either as you mentioned, one which is a Bluetooth or one that's plugged in. I went for the plugged in variety because Stonehenge, not the best place to get a signal, but it worked well. I was just so blown away that I actually, as soon as we got back, I bought the software, and I'm just in love with Astra streaming software on Android. So that's it. I mean, you just get the software, you learn how to use it, and then you just go out with your camera, and that's it. Set it up at home, test it at home, because then you've got to test it first. I mean, the worst thing in the world. We're live now, and we can go to a Facebook page or a YouTube or Twitter page, and we can actually see ourselves live. When you're on mobile, you can't see that you're live, other than a button that says you're live.
You're live, yeah.
You're taking a heck of a lot on trust. And with RTMP, because there isn't the same level of connection as there is via the API, the connection can either work or not. It's simple as. There's no warning to say, something's gone wrong on the. So do test it before you use it. It's easy to do, as I did for that 1 minute 20 seconds, which we saw earlier, twice or once, depending on where you were.
Yeah. But also, I think you should mention, you do something super clever with. Oh, his name's just popped right out of my head. With the soft...
You'll come back to you. Whilst Nick's thinking, today at 5 o'clock is myself and Fonz with the Monday Music Show live on Mixcloud, playing chart music. And this week I've actually created 2 very special videos which have got visual effects added in. Back to you, Nick.
Oh, I say. Oh, okay, Stephen. Yeah, you need to drop the link in the comments so we can all find that easily. You do something really clever with Switchboard, which triggers it all to go live when you go live on your phone, as opposed to having to set it up initially.
Excellent point. What I've done is I've got a route, and that route has 9 destinations in it. And those nine destinations I could switch on individually. I used to have to do that. If I'm sat on a desktop, I used to have to press one at a time. But then Switchboard made it so that you can take those 9 and say, switch them all on at the same time. And you just click one switch and they're all on at the same time. It's a miracle, really, because it means you can start your live broadcast from anywhere in the world to your website. And it wouldn't have been possible, Pop, if it wasn't for that, because you've got to have somebody involved at the desktop. I was thinking of asking Angelica, look, I'm just going for a walk. I'm going to show people around devices. When I send you a message on Messenger, can you go to my machine and just press start on that there? But I don't do that now. All that rigmarole is got rid of. You just press the button and you're actually live.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's fantastic. My next live stream goal is to live stream from the pond in North Camp.
Right. Okay. Look forward to seeing that.
You heard it here first.
that live with a replay on our show, which is every Monday at 3 p.m. Just as a note, the thing that I did wrong is that the broadcast, when it goes to YouTube from your phone, is set to private. and that means that not everybody can see it. And the other thing is, you need to allow people to embed it. Even I can't embed my own YouTube video unless I click the embed link, which it allows me to do, which is what I was doing when Nick was talking earlier. So it is quick to fix. But after you've done a live broadcast, just go around and check everywhere you broadcast and make sure. And obviously, you can't reply to comments while you're on mobile. Well, unless you're using the Be.Live app on iOS, which you can. Which is, I mean, that's free, isn't it? It's totally free.
Oh, totally free and great fun. And it, it will stream to multiple Facebook pages, YouTube, and it just, as long as you can sign in, it's a happy bunny. Anything we're beta testing the RTMP on the desktops, but I couldn't find it in the mobile, so I might just pop them a little question.
That's a good question to ask. Adair asked as well, and if you it's numbers, so if more people ask, more chance. I mean, technically, it can't be a problem because it's already as we are today on desktop and going to RTMP. So it's basically a political decision rather than a technical one. So
yeah, but it just makes sense for them to do it. So yeah, everyone write in.
That's true. Right, well, incredibly, looking at the top, we've overrun again.
God. Stephen, it's just a pleasure live streaming with you. What can I say? We just chat away. So I finish off the show. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a live video production weekly with myself, Nick Wood, and the amazing Stephen Healey. We're here every Monday at 3 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Eastern. If you've got any questions, just message us and let us know what you'd like us to cover. If there's anything anything you want to know about live streaming and live video, just give us a shout. We will see you next Monday. Have a great week wherever you are.
Brilliant. Take care. And goodbye from a sunny Wiltshire on the first day of summer.
Summer, yeah, really.
This summer, really.